Greetings. My name is Bruce Adelson. I'm an attorney in the Washington, D.C. area, and I'm a former senior trial attorney for the United States Department of Justice's Civil Rights Division. I'm coming to you today on behalf of Bromberg and Associates. Today we're going to start a series of videos on a little bit of a different topic, reopening. There's a lot of discussion these days in a lot of states that are reopening businesses, government, cities, and then what happens next. Now, we're also experiencing in about half the states in the United States an increase in the pandemic infection. Well, one of the issues that I think is important to look at is essentially, well, what do you do? How do you prepare for that? There are a couple of issues I wanted to highlight today, and we'll be talking about this over the course of a short series of videos that we're going to put together. One of the areas that I advise my clients and organizations is it's all in the plans, policies, and procedures to address various issues that come up concerning the highly infectious COVID-19 and the coronavirus. One of the key recommendations, though, is following federal, state, and county health guidance. Because if you have a robust plan and procedure in place that follows the advice of health experts and scientists, you're in a pretty good shape as far as helping to ensure the health of your employees, your customers, your students, your children, while also trying to minimize as much as possible your liability risk. And I think along those lines, the advice of the federal court recently in a decision is really helpful. And I want to read it to you. This decision involved, this was a case filed by workers at a meat processing plant in Missouri. Now, in an initial decision by the court favored the meat processing plant, but had some really good advice, and I wanted to read this. The court recognized that, of course, there's no doubt that workers would be harmed, and the harm would be great if they are exposed to COVID-19. But here the court looked at it is important that employers make meaningful, good faith attempts to reduce that risk. Here, this particular meat processing company took, according to the court, significant remedial steps in accordance with federal guidance. Really important, meaningful steps, reasonable steps to protect employees' health and protect the health of customers. Really good advice. One other point that I wanted to make today is that one issue going forward that I don't think people are fully appreciative of, there are more than 20 million Americans who have autoimmune diseases. Autoimmune diseases, for example, include psoriasis, type 1 diabetes, rheumatoid arthritis, and many other conditions with which many of us are familiar. But what a lot of people don't realize is what exactly is an autoimmune disease and the scientific fact that if you have an autoimmune condition, which includes a recovering cancer patient who's on chemotherapy, you're at a much more substantial risk of contracting COVID-19. If you're an employee in a workplace, you probably have not told your employer that you have an autoimmune disability. But having that type of disability is really important in guaranteeing to the best as possible your safety at the workplace. And we'll be talking a little bit more about that and about accommodations under the Americans with Disabilities Act. We really wanted to forward to some advice about look at that guidance. And one of the things that I'm going to be doing this week is I'm going to be helping a church and church school who are clients of mine by walking through their property to identify areas of concern when they open a summer school, I believe in July. Just things to talk about with planning, surface sanitation, for example, having an infection control policy in place. So just walking through the property, talking about issues, anticipating problems, and then thinking about how best to notify parents, students, and staff about everyone's joint obligations and responsibilities going forward. So I look forward to speaking to you about this over the next few videos. Thank you very much for your time. Please stay safe and well, and we'll be talking again soon. Thank you.